Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, but before we get into that, I want to remind you guys once again to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you are interested in videos like this, as I post videos every single day. So if you are subscribed and you hit that bell to be notified, you'll always stay up to date on all of my newest videos. And give the video a thumbs up if you appreciate this type of content. All of those things will help further the channel, and I would be extremely grateful. But again, as for the news, the very first thing that I have is actually from Passion Charger, and we have a look at just how insanely large the Edmontosaurus model that he is producing is. The 1/20th scale version you can see right here is just absolutely unbelievable, and with the impressive size and extremely realistic sculpt, it's, I think, one of the most impressive dinosaur models that I've probably ever seen in my entire life, and in my opinion the best Edmontosaurus that I've ever seen in my entire life as well. But the exciting aspect of this is it's not only the Edmontosaurus, there's actually an entire family of Edmontosaurus that he has created here, and you can buy them in both 1/20th scale or 1/35th scale. It's really up to you, and the exciting thing about that is that they are officially up for sale right now. The price of the 1/20th scale version is $540. It includes the shipping cost, or for the 1/35th scale version, the price is $300 plus the shipping cost. And honestly, it's probably one of the most beautiful models that I've ever seen, really nicely portraying a scene of an Edmontosaurus family. Overall, it's nothing crazy dramatic, just a nice relaxing view of some Edmontosaurus just kind of walking along. I love the positioning of each and every one of them, and again, detail-wise, it's probably one of the most highly detailed models I've ever seen in my life, which is something that you can often say as far as the Passion Charger product goes, because they really go the extra mile to include as much realistic detail in their models as they can possibly cram in there. And I think the fact that they put as much work into the product as they possibly can, it really pays off in the end as far as the final product goes, because in my opinion, they're probably one of the leading producers of dinosaur kits out there right now, especially when it comes to overall realistic detail. So if you are interested in this absolutely unbelievable Edmontosaurus kit, make sure you contact Passion Charger on Facebook, or you can contact me and I will contact them for you. But I will, of course, include a link to Passion Charger on Facebook in the description. So make sure you either check the description or contact me again and order yourself this unbelievable Edmontosaurus kit. And then as far as Marco Makes and Alex Kendrick and their Kingdom collection that they are currently working on goes, Marco Makes has just recently introduced himself to ZBrush and has started working on some digital sculpts, and he has, as quickly as he's been introduced to it, completed every raptor from Jurassic Park, The Lost World Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3 as far as the busts go, and you can see each and every one of them here in this image. And this is again a really nice preview of what is to come from the Kingdom collection, which I think, as far as the dinosaur busts go, it'll be probably the best dinosaur bust that we'll ever see, because Marco is really great at capturing accuracy in his models. And as we kind of scroll through the different models that he has included in this line, you can see just how beautiful each and every one of them are, and how good of a job he has done as far as like tweaking the busts to make sure that they look as accurate as possible to the actual versions that you see in the films. Marco, again, always produces such excellent quality models, and I'm really excited to see him now again using ZBrush, creating digital sculpts, because I feel like it will help him produce models at a quicker rate, and also just because you can see clearly how incredible of a job he's doing at it already, and I just cannot wait to get my hands on some of these Kingdom collection busts when they do officially release. As far as the Beasts of the Mesozoic line goes, we have a look at the final paint scheme of the Morose Intrepidus, and you can see it looks fantastic, but that's no surprise. It's a Beasts of the Mesozoic figure. It's destined to look absolutely beautiful, and as per usual, they have applied a really nice looking, very natural looking paint scheme to the dinosaur that I think really does the overall animal justice as far as this model goes, and is just another of the many incredible Tyrannosaur series figures coming from the Beasts of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur series. And we also have a look at the prototype of the Yutyrannus, completely finished and looking gorgeous. We did see that image in my last news video as far as the prototype goes, but David Silva has generously supplied us with numerous different images of this figure. You can see some of the incredible articulation, especially in the tail, but I love how smooth the articulation looks on these Tyrannosaurs. Like, you don't see the seams of articulation near as much as you had on previous dinosaurs similar to this, like on the Raptors series. Like, you could really take note to the articulation, even though those figures are incredibly awesome. But I feel like he's done a better job of kind of hiding the articulation a little more with the Tyrannosaurus series, showing again how he's always improving, but also just how incredible this Yutyrannus is. Honestly, it's probably the best Yutyrannus I've ever seen, and will most likely be the best Yutyrannus I ever see. It is that good. And then as far as PNSO goes, we have a brand new model that has been unveiled by them, and it is a Pachycephalosaurus. And just like with the beasts of the Mesozoic Yutyrannus, that is probably the best Yutyrannus I've ever seen. This is easily the best Pachycephalosaurus I have ever seen. Like, this thing is just drop dead gorgeous if you ask me. And I really love the paint job of this. I think the paint job really complements the animal overall, but it also looks incredibly realistic. Cannot wait to see how it actually translates to the figure itself. They have stated that this figure should hit the Amazon PNSO store, and of course Dan's Dinosaurs, I believe, starting next week. And then there will actually be numerous models to come after that. So everybody prepare your wallets for another attack on it, because there is a lot more PNSO to come, and this unbelievably beautiful Pachycephalosaurus is only the beginning. And then as far as Nanmu goes, we have a look at the official stance and pose for the Baryonyx, and actually a really nice surprise, as we will have a pair of Baryonyx, which is a really cool aspect that Nanmu hasn't really touched upon previously. Would be like an actual mating pair. Like, they've released different variants as far as color schemes go, but we haven't really had something like this in the past, where we have two different poses for the figures, really creating a beautiful diorama. And this is actually a nesting pair, as we can see that there is not only a fish that has been brought there, I guess, from the male for the female, but also a nest, which is just absolutely mind-blowingly awesome. I absolutely love everything about this. The scene that it portrays is something that is obviously a very realistic scene that could have potentially happened, and on top of a really nice realistic scene, they are beautifully modeled after the Jurassic World style Baryonyx, and being a Nanmu model, you know it's going to be incredible when they do officially release it. Again, portraying a really nice, very realistic scene in a gorgeous diorama on the part of Nanmu, and both figures are just, in my opinion, perfection when it comes to a Jurassic World Baryonyx. This is definitely going to be one incredible release from Nanmu, and potentially their best yet. And then I also have something as far as Jurassic World figures go that's really interesting that I stumbled upon on Facebook Marketplace, actually, and that would be the fact that there is a brand new Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Toro Imaginext figure, which also has a Darius included. And I do have the previous Carnotaurus as far as the Imaginext line goes, but I really like this one, so I'm definitely going to have to search this one out and acquire it. I love the paint scheme. You can even see that there is the wound up there on the face of Toro. We also have some really nice evil looking red eyes. Definitely a really cool release as far as the Imaginext line goes, something that I had no idea was coming until I had seen this on Facebook Marketplace. I had acquired permission from the seller to use the images, and I was really excited to show you guys these images, because again, I don't usually follow the Imaginext line too much, but when it's a Carnotaurus, I just kind of have to. And then, and thanks to Dino Mike Mac on Instagram, he sent me quite a few images of some very interesting figures from the Mattel Jurassic World line called Bendy Bits. They are really interesting figures, and like me and Paleo Nerd, who were conversing about these, agreed upon is the fact that they kind of resemble like a really cool 90s type of a dinosaur toy, which I 100% agree with. I definitely get that feeling from them overall. As of right now, you can see there are 4 different species included in this line, all of which are very interesting figures. You've got a Tyrannosaurus, a Dilophosaurus, a Velociraptor, and a Stegosaurus. And again, not your best, most highly detailed and accurate dinosaur figures, but as far as a really cool kind of an exaggerated dinosaur from the Jurassic World line goes, I really quite like them, and definitely something I am looking to acquire at some point in the future if they do hit the United States. And speaking of interesting dinosaurs that are coming out, there are some very interesting Jurassic World baby dinosaur figures that are coming to Brazilian markets. This information is thanks to Jurassic Outpost. No word yet on how wide the distribution will be for these, but it seems as though they're mostly going to be in Brazil, if not just in Brazil, but they are really quite cool. Not something that I personally would go crazy over, but if I had the opportunity to own them, I would definitely pick them up just because I love anything that is Jurassic. But you can see, again, we have 3 different species included, and they are quite adorable overall. Really fun detailing. They almost kind of remind me of something from like the Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs film, sculpt-wise, but they are really fun, very interesting looking Jurassic World figures, and yet another interesting new Jurassic release. So I figured I should show you guys. You'd probably be interested, but again, the fact that they're going to be so exclusive is definitely a downside for collectors because they're probably going to be a nightmare to get a hold of. I also wanted to tell you guys that the Jurassic World Extreme Chompin Spinosaurus is officially up for pre-order on Entertainment Earth. I actually posted this in the community section of this channel about a day or two ago, but if you happen to have missed that post, I did want to put this in the news video to let anybody else know that had missed that this figure is officially up for pre-order on Entertainment Earth. So if this is something you are interested in getting a hold of, make sure you do head to Entertainment Earth. I will leave a link in the description and pre-order this. And then thanks to Collect Jurassic for this information. But the Jurassic World Zoom Riders are actually starting to show up here in the United States as well at different Kroger stores. You can see that there are 4 different species included in this line as far as a Tyrannosaurus, a Triceratops, a Velociraptor Blue, and a Mosasaurus. Not, again, your best Jurassic World figures, but something that I thought was pretty interesting and something that some of you guys may be on the lookout for, so I did want to let you guys know that those are showing up at Kroger stores right now. And I also wanted to let you know that if you were on the lookout for these Jurassic World minifigures that you see right here, Keith Olson has actually recently sent this image to me and let me know that these are starting to show up in Dollar Trees across the United States as well. I have also secured a set, so they will be up for review here on the channel very soon, but I thought these again were also really cool figures that at one point we weren't even sure if they were going to show up in the United States, so it's really exciting to see that they have in fact shown up, and at $1 each, you really can't go wrong with a purchase of these minifigures. And the final thing is also from Collect Jurassic, and that is the fact that we have a brand new Camp Cretaceous set coming from Mattel. Yet another human figure will be included, and this time it is Ben and Bumpy, which we can see here, which is a really interesting set. Nice to see Ben from Camp Cretaceous Season 2, as he's obviously sporting his almost wild man type look that he has going on in that season, as well as a slightly altered Bumpy figure, which I think looks really cool. It seems as though Mattel is really giving us our healthy dose of Bumpy lately, which is a good thing again because Bumpy has quite a pretty strong following as far as a fan base goes. But another really cool set coming from Mattel, just adding on to the many human figures that we will actually be getting from the Camp Cretaceous Netflix series. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way. But until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.